On this episode of Travelogue, come with us to Hainan to visit the Li ethnic minority. We take part in their famous March the 3rd festival, get a bit of dating advice from the locals, and check out a village that still retains the original Li flair. So come with us to find out just what makes these people so unique.
A journey to where nature is at her most magnificent and forbidding. To mysterious places where dazzling and diverse cultures flourish. Where China's numerous ethnic groups draw you into a world of color and vibrancy. Where distinct lifestyles, traditions, and crafts have survived the test of time. Join Travelogue on its 17-part Ethnic Odyssey, visiting more than 100 places across China. Ethnic Odyssey, an enlightened look at China's rich ethnic heritage.
On this episode of Travelogue, the Li minority of the subtropical paradise Hainan let the craftiness of their hands and the beauty of their song and dance sweep us away to. Variety of China's landscape, diversity of its people. Welcome to Travelogue, the ethnic series. We're in Hainan. We welcome you come to visit us. We have great Li people and they will show you the music and dance. The Li minority resides in the subtropical paradise, the Li Miao Autonomous Prefecture in Hainan. With a population of 1.3 million, the ethnic group consists of 5 branches which speak different dialects, wear different costumes, and have other regional differences. However, their common ancestors can be traced back to a branch of the Asian Bai Yue tribe, who once lived in southern China. These people immigrated to Hainan over 3,000 years ago, making them the earliest settlers of Hainan. Inspired by the natural environment and their creations, the boat-shaped cottages and superb songs and dance are world-renowned. Their architectural art forms live up the atmosphere and bring you into their unique world. We're here just in time for the March 3rd festival, which is the most famous Li celebration. Originally, the festival's purpose was to ask for blessing for the harvest of crops. The legend is that in ancient times, a major flood brought death to many Li people living by the Changhua River in Hainan. Only 2 lovers survived, who were washed away to Mount Yanwu. On March 3rd of the lunar calendar, the water receded and they married. Here, they made textiles, raised children, planted crops, and fished, and became the first Li people. To commemorate them, Li people gathered by the Changhua River every March 3rd to sing and remember. Gradually, this gathering evolved into a traditional festival during which young people of the Li villages interact and search for suitable lovers. People make preparations for the festival weeks in advance. Women start cooking and young men hunt in the forest. They will get back to the village on the festival, talk about their experience, and show off their bravery to try to get girls' favor. During the Festival of Love, people organize song and dance parties. In the evening, Young men and girls sit around the campfires by the waters, on the tops of mountains, to sing and dance together. The girls are dressed in fine jewelry and multicolored clothing, and the men wear red bands on their waists. On this big dating scene, the girls and boys express their emotions in song. The sweet love songs start out gentle and lyrical to being bold and unreserved. If both parties feel like it's a good match, they exchange small tokens to make arrangements for the next date. During the holidays, Li people are surrounded by song, dance, archery, and many recreational activities, and festival fills the air. Today, March 3rd Festival has become, in some sense, a huge pageant of the minority group. For the young men and women, it's a chance to find that special someone. For the elders, it's time to get busy cooking, doll up their daughters, and have some fun with community. For tourists, it's a chance to see the life in its purest form.
Well, early morning like this, sometimes I hate myself. I need to get up early because behind me this beautiful called Five Fingers Mountain, because the shape like five fingers, which is famous in Hainan. And here is the hotel. They have this, morning tea. And if I can get up earlier, then I can see the sunrise, the trail just right behind me. I can take the trail, get up top of the mountain, enjoy the best of views such as sunrise.
Many Li people live in the area surrounding that famous Five-Finger Mountain in central Hainan, the highest mountain in the province. The mountain gets its name from its waving peaks that appear like the five fingers. The mountains are representative of Hainan, and there are many legends surrounding its existence. One legend has it that the five peaks are the fossilized fingers of a dead Li clan chief. Another tale is that the five peaks are dedicated to the five most powerful Li gods. Because of the mild climate in Hainan, the mountain is rich in vegetation and wildlife. If you choose to climb the mountain, you will surely notice the misty mountain tops, layer upon layer of lush greenery and diversity of animal species. It is archetypical Chinese beautiful mountain. Next, we head to Chubao Li Village, the most completely presented Li village, where we can see local farming life. It is located in the city of Wuzhishan, Maoyang County, to the west of Five Finger Mountain. Here, local Li people go about their traditional ways of life, living in houses that look like overturned boats. The Li nationality lives mainly on agriculture. Hainan is in subtropical zone with fertile lands and abundant rainfall, very suitable for agriculture. The area is the country's major producer of tropical crops like coconut, pineapples, cocoa, coffee, palm oil, cashews, mangoes, and bananas. Besides agriculture, other industries such as hunting, handicrafts, fishing, commerce, and forestry also play an important role in their economy. It's not that easy to find a regional village like still have people using their traditional house and materials. Now we found it right here, and here is the entrance of this village. It's a little village. You only have 84 families. Actually, I was told you can count those little houses. Behind me, the house is not for them to live in, or for them to stock their food. Or it's like their rice every like a fall. After that, every house, every family have a little house here, so stock their food for a whole year. So you by counting those little houses, you know how many people living there. And I'm gonna go in to find out. Actually, those are really their house. There's a little entrance to go in. Now we're officially get into the village, and now we check out how they live. This is a very natural Li ethnic group. They've been living here for years. They still keep the traditional way. 主任家。都在山上拿下来就可以。Everything is from material. We're talking about the construction, structure of the house. Everybody living a structure like this. We can see. I was told all the material was, brought from the mountain here, like bamboo, of course, and then you have lots of straws on the ceiling, so that's protect the rain and wind. And then there's like a wood, it's like a tree branch as the structure. And between, they use the bamboo, cut this really, really thin band and wrap it around to hold all the constructions. No nails, no other materials but the wood and bamboo and straw. All the three materials from the mountain right here. So, very strong actually. 这能坚持多少年? For some people, living in boats all year round is common. However, these boats ain't your typical boats, because rather than in the water, they remain on land. The roofs of these houses are supported with 3 trunks, and the walls are made of knotted bamboo scraps, coated with mud. The unique houses of the Li are designed to withstand the storms that hit the tropical island. Take a guess. What is in my hand? Let me tell you. This is a bag. It's very popular for local ladies. Everyone has one. What they do is like they have a string. It's made out of bamboo, very tight and strong, and they have 2 years comes out. And what you do is when they go out, they just use a string, tied up your waist like this. So you can put everything there. They can put a tool there. It's very popular here. If you don't understand, let me tell you this. For example, in the big city, in the metropolitan city, everybody carry LV bag, Chanel bag. Here, this is local villages Chanel and LV because everyone has to have one of this. Traditionally, Li people live in a communal life, with men taking care of hunting while women do all the household work. The Li people live in a harmony with nature. Living alongside the mountains, they use the resources that Mother Nature has blessed them with to satisfy all their needs in daily life. They also build pole-supported houses out of a practicality. Since these raised homes rest above the waters, from bird's eye view, the entire village appears untouched by modernity. As China's only Asian preserved Li village, Zhuvao is where Li's traditional lifestyle and culture have remained. Li brocade is the earliest type of clothing products in China, according to historical records, dating back as far back as 2,500 years ago. Woven of cotton yarn and silk threads, Li Brocade is mainly used to make women's tube-shaped skirts and bags, as well as other clothing products with vivid colors. It usually includes spinning and weaving to dyeing and embroidering. In Hainan, no matter which village you're in, you can find Li women busying themselves making dresses, blouses, hats, wraps, and bags, and multicolored images.
不太了解，介绍一下这些，比如说看到的这个树皮是怎么回事？
这些呢都是我们黎族的祖先用来做衣服的原料。那么这个是用来捶打，比如说这个树皮捶打的，让它保证工具，这是砍刀。砍刀像这样的就是用来这个砍完之后呢，用这个来把它撬开，把这个树干和树皮之间撬开，然后用这个来捶打在河里。
The textile tools of Li are simple and ancient, but the products produced are internationally acclaimed, intricate and exquisite. Asian historical records mention the importance Li brocade had on the development of textile making in China.
有记载李锦的史书就相对多一点，那么已经有3000年的历史。
According to historical records, in the Han Dynasty, over 2,000 years ago, the Li people were dressed in clothes made from wild flax. Processed wild flax was known as Li clothes. In the Tang Dynasty, around the 7th century, Li spinning and weaving techniques were way ahead of the rest of China. Li women used the same techniques to make blankets, tablecloths, and other items to offer to the imperial palace. A female scientist named Huang Daopo of the Yuan dynasty went to Hainan to study the techniques of the Li people and later brought such research to the Yangtze River area, spreading such knowledge to the central plains.
这个纺织已经后先进了，就变成说
纺织的布就做成了衣服。黎族呢有5个方言区，每个方言区呢它这个图案都不一样，它这个因为它的风俗习惯也有些差异，所以呢就是说它织出的这个花纹也不一样，它裙的长短也不一样。
Li tape stripes reflect the wisdom and creativity of Li women. They have created hundreds of different patterns for costumes to be worn on different occasions, drawing inspiration from all the elements of nature of the things that relate to their lives, such as humans, animals, crops, flowers, and legends. For a girl to be recognized as a skilled weaver is the highest of prizes, since that is an important factor in becoming an excellent wife. When people are celebrating at gatherings or during the non-farming season, the Li villages are filled with the sound of music and instruments. Some tones are soft and sweet, others festive and proud, some quiet and others rhythmic. Their music and songs reflect their optimism, frankness, and love for life. Whether working in the fields or waiting at home, the Li sing non-stop music and song, no stopping of the flute tunes. They have a long history of song and instruments. According to some statistics, there are no less than 40 types of Li instruments, bamboo-made flute instruments, string instruments, and percussion. Huang Zhaoan is the only Li person that combines collection, making and performing of the Li instruments into his life.
traditional instrument from Mr. Huang. He's not only a composer, and also he made all this instrument by himself. He go around the world to introduce the league music and also the instrument. He performs around the world. Just came back from overseas trip, and we're so lucky. At the last minute, caught him at home. This is his house. We can see all these instruments displayed everywhere. There's like, if I count it, it's probably 20 different kinds of instruments. And some, there's only one left in this community. For example, the one he just performs, hold it with his foot, and also perform with fingers and blow with the nose. That's, I never seen that before. But anyway, so we're so lucky to get him and to really to feel the music, to touch.
Traditionally, the Li people had no written script, so they passed down their legends through song generation to generation. There are two types of folk songs, one where the lyrics are in Mandarin with a traditional Li rhythm. The other type is in the local Li dialect and the Li rhythm. Content for the songs is diverse, including tunes about working, daily life, love songs, and ceremony songs. It appears that the men and women, young and old, are all able to sing songs on the spot and compose masterpieces in an instant.
She's thinking of singing another song. I'm trying to talk to her, see if she can think. It was just a little problem communication. She only speaks her own dialogue, which is local, the ethnic group dialogue. I don't understand, but we try to communicate with each other to have her sing another song. She's 89 years old. 89 years old. 老婆再唱一首别的歌。
Traditional Li culture is not paternalistic. Boys and girls receive the same treatment. At home, men and women discuss household affairs and make decisions together. After marriage, women can live in the man's home or vice versa. People will live with their parents in big extended families. Women in Li are experts of spinning, weaving, dyeing, and so on, and they make their clothes entirely by themselves. Men do the fishing, work in the fields, hunting, etc. In selecting the proper spouse, men and women put together a great emphasis on hard work. To the Li people, the most important quality of young men and women can have is an industrious attitude towards life and work. They can even display such an attitude in their games. Looks just like fun and games, but here, women look highly upon those young men who could climb the quickest upon the coconut trees. Girls displays their dexterity in the bamboo pole leaping. The dancers, they fly, dance, and leap along with the opening and closing times of the pools. These can all be part of the courting process. Li's custom is that once a child is 18 years old, they must move out of a parent's home and into one bedroom or room for several males or females. They still spend the daytime hours with their parents, helping with the household chores. But at night, they socialize with peers and can potentially find a suitable match.
It's not that easy.
The Li are a people who value singing and dancing. Their art forms are rich in content, contain a variety of styles, rarely seen in other minorities. Inspiration comes from their daily life, worship of nature, and the cultural heritage. Whether on the dance floor, cultural performances, or in natural environment, they put on an excellent show. Their props are simple, taken from objects around them, and their dances are moving and real. Most famous are the bamboo dance, spring rice dance, and sword dance. The names in themselves tell us of their down-to-earth personalities and lifestyles.
Every time I come to Hainan, I have so many stories, so much fun. And this is not my first time, it won't be the last time. Every time I come here, I want to enjoy it. Unfortunately, too little time, too many stories. And this is the end of our show. And also it's the end of our ethnic series. And stay tuned, come to visit us. We'll show you much more in the future.
有时间常过来吼，有时间一定要来看望我们啊！拜拜。
Wear different costumes and have other regional differences. However, their common ancestors can be traced back to a branch of the Asian Bai Yue tribe, who once lived in southern China. These people immigrated to Hainan over 3,000 years ago, making them the earliest settlers of Hainan. Inspired by the natural environment and their creations, the boat-shaped cottages and suburb songs and dance are world-renowned. Their architectural art forms live up the atmosphere and bring you into their unique world. We're here just in time for the march.
Variety of China's landscape, diversity of its people. Welcome to Travelogue, the ethnic series. We're in Hainan. We welcome you come to visit us. We have great Li people, and they will show you the music and dance.
The Li minority resides in the subtropical paradise, the Li-Miao Autonomous Prefecture in Hainan. With a population of 1.3 million, the ethnic group consists of 5 branches which speak different dialects.
Bidding to mysterious places where dazzling and diverse cultures flourish, where China's numerous ethnic groups draw you into a world of color and vibrancy, where distinct lifestyles, traditions, and crafts have survived the test of time. Join Travelogue on its 17-part ethnic odyssey, visiting more than 100 places across China. Ethnic Odyssey, an enlightened look at China's rich ethnic heritage.
On this episode of Travelogue, the Li minority of the subtropical paradise Hainan, Let the craftiness of their hands and the beauty of their song and dance sweep us away to third festival, which is the most famous Li celebration. Originally, the festival's purpose was to ask for blessing for the harvest of crops. The legend is that in ancient times, a major flood brought death to many Li people living by the Changhua River in Hainan. Only 2 lovers survived, who were washed away to Mount Yanwu. On March 3rd of the lunar calendar, the water receded and they married. Here, they made textiles, raised children, planted crops and fish, and became the first Li people. To commemorate them, Li people...
On this episode of Travelogue, come with us to Hainan to visit the Li ethnic minority. We take part in their famous March the 3rd festival, get a bit of dating advice from the locals, and check out a village that still retains the original Li flair. So come with us to find out just what makes these people so unique.
A journey to where nature is at her most magnificent and forbidding.